Alright, what is going on everyone? Crypto Mac here, bringing you guys another crypto video. Today we're looking at Sand or Sandbox. I just recorded like 90% of this video and the power went out, so that was not ideal. But yeah, I'm really enjoying making these Sand videos. If you do enjoy them and you like them, please do subscribe to the channel. I really do appreciate it, and like the video. Yeah, I really appreciate that. Just want to say this is not financial advice, so please do your own research. So looking at Sand straight away, I haven't touched these two lines that were probably previously in, simply because I just want to show that even though the day has mostly looked pretty bad for Sand, like just going slightly down in price, down to $6.20, it's not all bad news. Like, we can just extend this line and show that this descending channel slash falling wedge, if you want to say, is still just in play. We're just following this line, right? Creating lower highs and lower lows, but it's fine because it's a bullish pattern, and so it's likely to break to the upside and start a trend back up for Sand. What that would make is it also a W, which I was talking about before, until the power went out. So what we could see is a move something like this up here, the W, and we could go lower. We could go as low as where we went here, down to $5.80. So we could go a little lower before this happens, or we could just move here and then we just create this W pattern here, and we can get a price prediction for this if we place this up here. So we can see if we would break out, we only need to break through this $7.80 level, which doesn't seem that steep. You know, we're trading at $6.20. We've seen a lot of parabolic moves for Sand, so we could easily see one, a parabolic move, or even a slower move up and break through that level. Then the next resistance obviously is going to be here at the all-time high level, $8.48, and our price target, would be $9.84, which we can see Sand break through and go for that target up there at $9.80, which would be very nice. So we can see Sand just going on a really parabolic run. I've been speaking about this a lot. Obviously, this big symmetrical triangle followed by just a continuation of bull flags constantly, and you could even say that we're still in bull flags. I mean, we're hitting price targets very closely, right? This one was almost hit, very close. As for these, like, these were all hit very nice. Like, we can see, get targets from where they're at, and they're very close to where we speculated they would get to. Now, obviously, you can't be too deterministic and you can't predict the market, but you know, these bull flags have been playing out pretty nicely. And the other thing to say is that we've seen two, you know, healthy corrections, right? A 32% correction and currently a 24% correction. This is 24% moves enough to say, all right, well, we've seen good corrections, and not only corrections, but we've slowed down. Like, Sand has slowed down, and we're now consolidating in this price range, which is good because you can't just have these parabolic moves forever. Eventually, you're just going to have a big drop off. If you keep going up like that, eventually you're going to get like 60, 70% drop off because Sand will become overpriced. So these big consolidation moves are actually really good and healthy for the coin. Now, obviously, it's nice to have these parabolic moves, but following them needs to be, instead of just a massive drop off, well, it's better to have this slow accumulation and still remain bullish, because remember, even though the price is going down, we're remaining in these falling wedges or descending channels, which are bullish patterns and likely to break to the upside. So that's always good. If we do break out of this, if we extend these a little longer, like let's say we do break out to the downside, then it could get ugly. We could go down like this and break down. If that happens, well, you know, then we could be looking at a next level support, which unfortunately might be down here at this symmetrical triangle line or somewhere else along the way. I don't think that's going to happen. I think Sand is just so bullish at the moment, and with the NFT space and crypto space continuing to grow, especially the NFT space, it's really starting to grow and develop. I think it's just extremely bullish for Sand. If we look at the Sand Bitcoin chart, nothing really to add. We're just in this descending channel, very similar to the Sand USDT chart. Looking at Bitcoin is pretty important. So you can see I drew these lines. If I just discuss this, we're in this falling wedge and we broke out, which is really good, and we discussed it. And now Bitcoin's kind of moving sideways for the past 3 or 4 days. And we can see we're getting resistance at the $59,000 level, and we're getting support down here at $56,000 level. And we're kind of just moving sideways, which is good. because it still shows that this $68,000 target up here is still in play, which would be insane to get to because that's not even that far off the all-time high. And also, I'd say that the more we move out, or the less likely it is that we break down into this falling wedge again and just shoot straight through, because that'd be the worst thing we could see. But to come down and test the line of support, this top line of support, and to get support of that would not be a bad move at all, and I'll be fine by that. It'd probably be a bit scary if that happens. You'd be, you know, are we going to hold? And if it holds, you say, okay, perfect. Now we're ready to go, and 68,000, you know, we're coming for you. Like, it's probably going to happen. Speculatively, of course. The other thing is this Bitcoin chart, and we take the logarithmic version of it, and we say, well, we've hit this line as support, so this may be the bottom. We take this across, and then the other thing we do is, I like to look at is this. So we look at what's happened historically over the past, since July, since this move up. Alright, let's move it across, like this. So you connect the line there. So we've seen a very similar move. Mostly, not perfect, because it's not going to happen perfectly. You can see here, and I mean, you can move this line how you want. You can move it down a bit more if you want. Doesn't really matter. You can see we come down, hit this line, and then we've come back up, and we're kind of in this consolidation region here, just moving sideways for a bit. You can see we went up there, just as yellow chart did, somewhat coincidentally. And you can see it says we're going to come down and test this line of support. Basically, that's what we're saying. Is that we'll kind of come down, test this line of support, or at least get near it. As I said, you can just bring the line down if you want. And say, we're going to come down, test the line twice, that'll form a little W there, and then it's off. And we blast off, and as I said, price target on this is upwards of 90,000. Up here, 93,000. For Bitcoin, come down and test the line at 72k, 73k, which is, you know, to talk about testing the line at 72k as support is, well, sounds pretty good. Definitely sounds good to me, but we're looking at February here as well, mind you. But that does sound good to me. So something to consider. And you're probably like thinking, well, I'm here for Sand, not Bitcoin. Well, we see Bitcoin's gone down a little bit today, and Sand's gone down similarly. So we know Sand follows Bitcoin, as most coins do. Not perfectly. Obviously, we know Sand has done its own thing in the past with these parabolic moves. Bitcoin's not been doing that. But does tend to do similarly, but in greater percentages. The other thing I like to look at is, well, Bitcoin's 22% off its all-time high, and Sand is well, 27%. Pretty similar levels off their all-time high. And so if Bitcoin's able to get to its all-time high again, which I think can happen, especially with this wedge, 68,000 is basically there, then Sand could get up to its all-time high level as well. That means we'd break out of our W, test the levels of the all-time high, and then move forward. And Sand can look at $10, $11, $12, and go higher. So I might leave the video there. Let me know what you think Sand would do. Please like the video, comment, subscribe to the channel. I really do appreciate it. Share the video with your friends, and I'll see you later, guys. Enjoy.